All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, Father, to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who will well and teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Achamat that push his word and his truth into sincerity across the four winds in the names of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, on the brother Ainah, on the Jeremy Mississippi camp. I'm back at you with a quick lesson. All right, and the title of the lesson is going to be a closed mouth equals no salvation. Okay, going into the law, whereas the woman that crieth out versus the woman that doesn't. You know, the woman that crieth out would be likened unto the elect of this time, and the woman that doesn't cry out would be likened unto the 2/3. Okay, that woman that crieth out she did nothing worthy of death, you know, which we know that we all sin, you know, but through, if you catching what I'm saying, through the spirit of Ratazah, that, you know, again, the woman that cried out is likened unto the elect of this time. You know, we're coming back to Yahweh Shema Shai. We're calling this devil out for all his wickedness and the things that he's doing. Okay, and we're not standing for it. And Abaratazah, we stand in the same spirit through the grace and spirit power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Okay, and the woman that doesn't cry out is likened unto the 2/3. Okay, which is going to be destroyed. Okay, so you're gonna be burnt up with the nukes, and you'll get your mass reset in the kingdom. Okay. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and kick it off. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy. I played this lesson is quick, edifying, and straight to the point. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. I'm gonna jump down to verse 23. Okay. It says, if a damsel that is a virgin to be betrothed, okay, to be betrothed means to be you're engaged, or in this time here, a woman has been promised, her father has promised her to a man, okay, to a man to be her husband. So she has already been promised, or the fathers or the men have already, you know, arranged that, because that's arranged marriages are very, very beneficial as part of our culture. Okay, it says, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man findeth her in the city and lie with her. Okay, lie with her. Let's just, of course, we shouldn't have to break this down, but we just minimize the confusion. To lie with her means to have sex with her. Okay, to have intercourse with her. Okay, because we won't even get into the deep intricacies, that we'll keep it at the level of this lesson. Okay, this is a woman that's been betrothed to another man. Well, it's a woman that has been betrothed to a husband. She's been promised to a man by her father, and a different man finds her in the city, and he has sex with her. Okay, verse 24. Then ye shall bring them both out into the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones until they die. Okay, so both of them have to die. Why? Because this is adultery. Okay, she's been promised to another man, and another man goes and just have sex with her. Okay, this is a form, some form of adultery here. Okay, the damsel, because she cries not. Okay, she didn't sound the alarm. Okay, she didn't cry out. She didn't ask for help. She was with it. She was down with it, and that's what you 2/3. You're with it. You're down with this wicked ass nigga's kingdom, man. You're down with this bullshit that Esau Edom has going on. You're not crying out to Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, we, the nation of Israel, has been betrothed to, okay, the Heavenly Father Yahweh through our big brother Yahweh Shai. Okay, we have been betrothed to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay, and you're allowing Esau to penetrate you, man. Okay, that's basically what's happening, and you're not crying out, and that's what's going to happen to you. That's why everyone that's a part of this beast system, when those thermonuclear missiles hit, you're going to die right along with them. Okay, we have been betrothed to Yahweh Shema Shai, so we have to continue. We have to cry out. Okay, because again, if you don't cry out, hey, when Esau get his judgment, you're gonna take part in that. You're gonna be right along with them. Why? Because she cried not out. The 2/3 is not crying out to Yahweh Shem Shai. Hey, and crying out to Jesus ain't nowhere near the same, man. Don't ever put Yahweh Shem Shai and JC in the same sentence, man. Okay, being in the city, the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. Okay, yeah, humble you have laid with another man's wife. That's adultery, man. But thou shalt put away evil, so thou shalt put away evil from among you. That's evil, man. That's wicked. We're in the kingdom now where we're seeing when wickedness and evil goes unchecked. Okay, we've seen generations and generations and generations upon thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of years of wickedness and evil not being checked, man. So that's why, hey, you gotta die. You gotta go, man. All right, verse 25. If a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, okay, same case. If a man find this is the other side, okay? This is the other side. We're getting into the 1/3 here, the hopeful elect. Okay. If a man found a betrothed damsel in the field, okay, and the man forced her and lie with her, meaning that she fighting. Hey, he's of course a man stronger than woman, he's overpowering her, but she ain't going for it. Okay. It says, then that man only that lie with her shall die, meaning that nigga gotta go. Okay, Esau, you gotta go, because we continue to cry to Yahweh about Shem Shot. Okay, we saw in the first two verses that the 2/3 gotta go with you. Okay, but for the point of here in verse 225, when it comes to the 1/3, Esau, you gotta go by yourself. Our we pray that we're amongst that number. Okay, that number being of the 1/3 that's going to receive that salvation. Going back into the title of the lesson, a closed mouth equals no salvation. If you're not crying out, there's no salvation, man. If you're not praying, if you're not asking Yahweh Shem Shai to keep the spirit up on you, man. If you're not following Yahweh Shem Shai, if you're not crying out in the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, first and foremost, man, then there ain't no salvation coming for you, man. Okay? All right. Back into it. Verse 26, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. Okay? Unto the 1/3, no. Because we crying out. We're letting Yahweh Shem Shai know, hey, this nigga on some crazy, hey, this nigga gotta go. You see what he doing? All right? And we gonna keep fighting until our help arrive, man. Okay? Yahweh Shai cracking them clouds, man, with the Alahayim. All right? The host, you know, the heavenly host. All right? It says, there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field and betrothed the damsel and cried, and there was no one to save her. Okay, so that damsel, she cried out. Okay. That's the point. She cried so like it. That's the point. She cried out. So the point here is, and because in 26, the end of 26 goes into kind of a different part of that. Okay, but the point here is this in verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, meaning she cried out. Man, the 1/3 is crying out to Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and but it says there is none to save her. Hey, Yahweh Shai gonna come save us, man. Okay, we got to keep crying out. You gonna keep if you in a fight, you just gonna stop? No, you gonna keep fighting. You gonna keep fighting till your help arrive, man. Okay. All right, next precept, because we liken that woman that cried out to the elect, which is the 1/3, and that woman that didn't cry out to the 2/3. All right, let's go to the book of Zechariah, because the Lord tells us the 1/3 is gonna be saved. The 2/3 is going to be cut off. They're going to die. They're going to be reborn in the kingdom. And our brothers are, we pray we have that number going into the 1/3, okay? Zechariah chapter 13, starting at verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. And the 3rd part shall be left therein. And there are 2 parts going into that woman that didn't cry out. The 2/3, man. Hey, you're going to be cut off. You're going to die. Well, they said, bring her and the man out and stone her. Okay, you're gonna get hit with thermonuclear stones, man. You and the nigga that you allowing to penetrate you, which is Esau Edom. with these enchantments, man. Okay, you're allowing this devil to do whatever, man, and you're not speaking up. Okay, verse 9. I will bring the third part through. I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name. I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh, your Lord Yahweh is my power. Okay. Now, let's go back. Let's read verse 9 again. It's some meat there on the bone. It said, I will bring the third part going into that woman that cried out. The third part is going to be left in. We're going to be brought through the fire. And that fire in this time, being refined as silver is fine, tried as gold is tried, is that affliction. I mean, the Lord going to let us go through some of these things we got to go through to be refined, but we got to keep crying out. Okay? And it says, that they shall call on my name. We're going to be calling on the names of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Hey, we're going to keep crying out. We're going to keep crying out. He's going to hear us. Okay? And he says, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power, man. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is there, man. Yahweh is right there with Yahweh Shai at the right hand, man. Okay? All right. I got two more precepts. Then let's go to the book of Matthew. I think it's Matthew 10 and 32. This is the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Okay? But whosoever shall deny me before men, I will also deny him before my Father which is in heaven, likened unto the woman that cried and cried out. That cried out and the woman that didn't. The woman that cried out, we're confessing. Okay, before everybody, before this man. Okay, we're confessing. Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai, bro. No, hey, Yahweh Shem Shai. I rebuke you in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. We continue to confess the names of Yahweh Shem Shai. But the 2/3, they for one, you're speaking up against Yahweh Shem Shai. So not only are you actually denying them, but you're against, going back to the point of the lesson, you're not speaking up, man. Okay, so you're going to be denied, man. You're going to be stoned, man, with those thermonuclear stones. Okay. All right. Let's grab one more. All right, it's the book of Ezekiel chapter 9, starting at verse 4. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. The mark going into the Tawah, the mark of exemption. Exemption from what? Exemption from judgment. Okay. All right. And in this time, that Tawah is being placed on the 1/3 to be exempt from that judgment that's coming. Okay. And you 2/3 going to that woman that ain't crying out, that's letting Esau do whatever with him, and you don't care. You have no reverence for Yahweh Shema, so you're not going to receive that Tawah. Okay, and part of that Tawah to go as a cut to all you bug outs, man. Part of that Tawah is the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, the names of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of the city thereof. Okay, real quick, that mark, we've done many lessons going into the 4 marks. Okay, so I'm not gonna get into that on this lesson. Okay, you can search videos, or if the Lord put it on me again to go back into the marks, then we'll go into it, especially the mark of exemption, which is the Wa and the Karagma. Okay, which is the sea hill. Okay. Anyways, it says, set a mark up on the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done there, that be done in the midst thereof. So going into that woman that cried out. Okay, well, great, we crying out to y'all about Shema Shai for all the wickedness this nigga doing, man. All the death, the epiphiles, okay. Like all this, man, everything this nigga got going on, man. This nigga is wicked from head to toe, from the beginning of him to today. This nigga is wicked. This nigga got to be done. He got to be cut off. And if you're not with Esau, Edom being cut off as a nation, the Lord you gonna get your thermonuclear stone too. Okay, verse 5. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him in the midst. It looks like go ye after him in the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. All right, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Okay, so hey, you 2/3 along with everybody else that has to take part in this judgment. This is you. You're going to be destroyed. Okay, specifically for this lesson here, we're talking about the 1/3 and the 2/3. Okay, you 2/3, you niggas gonna be destroyed right along with these heathens, man. Okay, because you're not crying out to Yahweh Shema Shai. You're not seeking that mark of exemption, man. Okay, which ultimately, if you're not, you're gonna have one of two: the mark of exemption, okay, which is Tawa, or the mark of the anti-Hamashiach, okay, the antichrist as y'all call it, which is the Charagma, the RFID chip, man. You're gonna get one of those two marks, man. Okay, it says begin at my sanctuary, then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house, going into the heads, man. Going into all right, you Nates, all you niggas that's over your camps or whatever, IUIC, and all these other niggas, man. Honestly I forget the names of these folks, man. They come and go, bro. Okay, but here at GMS, we have the 100% truth, and our Baratazar that through our apostles and elders who have been great teachers, all the way down to our camp heads, man, that's been leading us to continue to seek that the wild, man, to continue to be that woman that's crying out to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay, but again, quick lesson going into that woman that cried out and that woman that doesn't, man. The woman that cried out likened unto the 1/3, and the woman that doesn't cry out likened unto the 2/3, man. Okay, I pray this lesson was edifying unto you. Till again, I say Abba, Kamasha Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakadash, Brakathum, Shalom. Brakatay Yahweh Shai.